half swing. If I stand up, I'm never going to hit that golf ball. So again, your left shoulder goes down and then around you. Today's video, I'm going to be doing a swing review of a fellow follower that he reached out to me and asked for some advice. He knows that he's early extending on his swing, and so what we're going to do today is going to be a little bit something different. It's going to have his video, should be right here, and I am going to, say what I think he should do or some drills or some tips. That way you can kind of see his swing, what he's doing, and then also see what, I'm saying as advice or drills right next to it. So the first thing is, William, again, I should have the video somewhere over here, is early extending, right? Early extending really means that you are extending your legs, not necessarily rotating your body through at impact. There's a little bit of flipping of your hands that's going on as well. So I want to address that stuff. But I struggle with this. I struggle with early extending to a certain degree. If at any point in this video, guys, I provided value to you and your golf swing, please hit the subscribe, hit the like button. As smaller guys, we have to feel like we're swinging out of our shoes in order to hit the golf ball as far as maybe some bigger guys, right? Or stronger guys or whatever. So I'm super accustomed to this. It's something that happens in my swing. I do like to extend a little bit. I get a little flippy on it, and that's always a battle that I am trying to fight. As you can see, when he comes down, it kind of goes up. Left shoulder goes up instead of around. Okay. Same thing with the hips, is they kind of stop. He comes down, he stands up, and he gets really flippy right here. As you can see in the video, is his body pretty much stops right here, gets flippy, and then his body starts turning when he's, his club's way out here. Okay. So one drill is really pay attention to your left shoulder. Okay. If anybody else is having this problem too, think about your left shoulder. Left shoulder in conjunction with your spine angle. This is what people call it, right? Your spine angle is your spine. If you're tilted back, your spine angle is that way, tilted forward, etc., etc. What happens when the left shoulder comes up is you fall back on everything, okay? Your hands go out, and just kind of a lot of disaster things can happen. So kind of the textbook of a swing, if I will, or a golf swing 101 mechanics is, you want to have a little bit of sway back, right, to start the swing, and then you want to have the shift forward. You want to have that weight shift forward, then you start your downswing, and then you cover the ball, okay? You look at all the pros, I mean, they're in this impact position. They are extended, but they're not like this, right? There's a huge difference of being your whole body extended, your arms, there's no forward shaftling or anything like that. There's a huge difference of being like here versus like this, and your body, square versus like way open and at this position, okay? So left shoulder, Will and others, I had a buddy one time who's, we were working on swings. He was thinking, when you start your downswing, think that your left shoulder goes down and then back around you. Okay. So again, your left shoulder goes down and then around you. It doesn't go up. And you never want to feel like you're going up like this, because you lose everything. You lose your spine angle, your balance, all that stuff. This stuff feels weird making changes. And again, with the golf swing, you guys, there is no one simple fix. Okay, there's probably a million drills out there for early extending or slicing or any of that stuff. A lot of it is what drill works for that person. Okay, a lot of times I teach, some high school kids or some older guys or whoever, and say like, hey, try this, and that like just doesn't click with them at all. Okay, so I have to do something else. I say, hey, think about it this way, or try to do it that way, and then it kind of clicks for them. Okay, so again, there's no one thing that's going to work for everybody. That just doesn't exist in the golf swing, in my opinion. There's different facets of it and different, like the left shoulder, someone else could call it the right shoulder. You want the right shoulder to go down and through the swing, right? But along with the left shoulder, something you could do, William and others, is you take your club, you put it on your shoulders like this, you bend over like you're going to address the ball, you turn, you want the butt of the club to point at a golf ball, right? The golf ball that you are going to hit. Now, when you start your downswing, you want this club head to be pointed at the golf ball. You know, in Williams' position, he's here, and then he goes like this. So, like, that's not the position. We want this club to be pointed back at the sky, not like up this way. It needs to be back behind you, okay? So that kind of goes in conjunction with the left shoulder. The next thing, and I think this is huge, a lot of people, myself included, I worked on this last winter, okay? Start at a half swing, you know, here's full swing, half swing could be like right here. Feel like you don't break this angle, okay? And then swing through and hit a shot, okay? So again, half swing, don't break this angle and try to hit golf balls. Now, and if you can't hit the golf ball because you're not bent over enough, if you're too stood up, you're going to be way above the golf balls. Right here, just using this as an example, right? Half swing. If I stand up, I'm never going to hit that golf ball. I have to be down in a good position to hit that golf ball. I have to be. And I'm leaving this angle. I'm not breaking it. Okay, so again, looking at it from this way, about half swing, you see how I'm here. You can break that angle after the fact. After the golf ball, you can break that angle. But just to hit some shots, just to get a feeling of having the forward shaft lean and being where you should be. So in practice, it looks something like this. You know, half swing. You know, I bladed that one, and that's probably going to go in our little hazard spot, but something like that. You can take a little bit more of a swing. You can take, you know, 70%, whatever, but don't take a full swing because it's harder to sync all that stuff up. Okay, so we just talked about, you know, trying not to break the angle of your wrist and trying to swing through. William and others, you can go to the store. I didn't have any in my golf bag. I was going to show you today. You can go to the store and get foot powder spray. Okay, it doesn't kill the grass, but what you can do is, let's say your ball's, you know, right here, or you're on the practice range, spray a line, you know, a couple inches in front of the golf ball. Okay, just spray a line. Okay, a couple inches in front of the ball. Now, what that goal is kind of ball striking. Okay, so it doesn't, if the line is in front of the golf ball, you don't want to hit behind the golf ball and chunk it and make a divot. You want to make that divot after the golf ball. What that's going to hopefully do is kind of get you to be more covered on the golf ball versus behind it. You're not going to be able to, it's not going to be very easy to make a divot after the golf ball if you're kind of falling back on it and losing all the angles. Okay, so what that looks like, again, it's going to be a lot easier to hit after the golf ball, make the divot after the golf ball with a steeper angle of attack, but also covering the golf ball more, staying on top of it, okay, versus falling back. You know, we're going like this. It's just going to be a lot harder to make the divot in front, okay? So that's one drill is, again, foot powder spray, spray a line, you know, a couple inches in front of the golf ball, and try to make your divots in front of the golf ball for ball striking. You know, just to kind of recap of what I think William could work on is left shoulder in conjunction with spine angle, okay? Left shoulder down and around versus up, okay? Hopefully that makes sense in the video. Spine angle, check that. We don't want it behind the ball. That's more of a driver swing. You can have a little bit of tilt with the driver swing, but irons, we don't want to see that. We want to see it really centered, really straight and vertical. Then it's kind of the wrist drill of, you can call it, half swing, 70% swing, whatever. But try to leave these angles. Try to release the club after the golf ball. You never want to release the club at the golf ball, okay? After the golf ball. We'll try another one here and see if I can hit a better shot. So that was a little chunky on that part, but I made really good contact with that. Very good contact. I probably took it up to here, maybe a little bit more than 50%, but it's going to help you to try to keep these angles and try to hit that golf ball a little bit better in the center of the face, but also have that leg to release it after the golf ball. Okay, because if we release everything at the golf ball, we're losing all that energy. In the video I got over here with Will, you can probably see that he comes down and he starts kind of casting. He starts losing a lot of his energy, and then he almost just guides his hand through the golf ball. Okay, that there's just no power there. There's no energy. If you can keep your angles down to here and rotate really hard and release the club after the golf ball, gonna have a lot more power, a lot more energy behind the shot. Golfers bonus tip, um, if you have a friend or somebody that can kind of do this for you, it really helps, not visually but like physical, right? So what I mean in this bonus tip is when you're coming down, a lot of early extenders stop rotating. Okay, the whole thing is your body stops rotating, your hands take over, and you do this move. Okay, it's a textbook move. Okay, what I like to see is I like to see this left hip get pushed and shot behind you. Okay, on your downswing close to impact. So what I do with some junior golfers is they'll take a swing and I'll take my golf club and I'll push their left hip back, behind, and around them. Again, this is for right-handed golfers, left-handed golfers. I don't even know. I think it's opposite, right? So you take your golf club, you take something, and you swing, and you feel. You could also do this with yourself. You take your golf club, you feel like you're swinging, and when you're coming down, you press, and you can see how much that does with your whole body and your whole swing. I mean, I'm not even moving my hands and arms or anything. It's all natural. I take it back, I'm coming down, I press backwards, and look at my hands clear. Okay, but if your body stops and you do this move, you're losing all your energy, all your power. So I like to think when your hands drop, get down low, push that left hip back behind you. It helps clear everything and clear all the space for your hands to come through and hit the golf ball. Hope that helped.